Hello and welcome to this video. Here we will create the skull of chimps. So I'm just analyzing, and as we know the skull is in two parts. So first I'm going to create the top part, and then after I will create the lower jaw, and this will help me to create the accurate model. So first I will start in Zbrush. And now I want to see this model here. So basically I just want to take a reference of it. So there is a one see-through command. So basically you can actually increase the transparency of your overall UI, and you can see the image is being kept on the behind. So you can actually just take a reference of that. I'm going to match with this actual shape, and then we'll use the move brush to adjust it. Alright, so you can actually change the opacity, change the transparency as per your requirement. Now from front view, as I have matched, I'm going to move to the side view. So let me switch to the side view, and you can see now I need to match this shape with here. So that's why gathering the right references is very important. So if you have a good references, you will be able to create most accurate results. I'm roughly trying to match with the skull shape wherever possible. Now I will switch to another one, that back view. This will help me to determine that where I should actually sculpt, where I should push the details. Now I have got the basic shape, and of course this does not look accurate, but still we have got something to work on. So first I'm going to focus on the face, on the head, and let me first fix this thing up. I'm going to switch to the clay buildup. Will increase okay, and now here I can actually mesh the shape. So as you can see, I have noticed that I have accidentally pushed head from the top, so I'm just fixing it up, and now I will add the eye socket here. So we'll use clay buildup and we'll start adding the eye socket here. So to push the details inside, I am pressing Alt, and then I am just making a brush strokes. To smooth, I am just pressing Shift, Now actually just reduce the size of this window. And you can keep it here. So while we are working, we can actually keep it here and we can just take in reference. So I will adjust more. And you can see this is more on the outside, so I will just move this part a bit out. Here. So this is dynamic, so I have just increased the resolution by simply pressing Ctrl and dragging outside. And I will continue adding more details. So I'm using move brush to adjust the location of the eyes. All right. Yes, so as you can see, I'm switching back with switching many brushes and adding the details as much as possible. I'm trying to just roughly match the overall shape and silhouette. Here is the nasal cavity. So as you can see, I'm just tentatively adding the details roughly to just match that shape and silhouette. I think I will move it a bit. I'm dragging a line to the jawline, so actually I can see that how does it look. And here along the teeth will be fixed. I will just fix these deformities by simply sculpting and smoothing them. like this starts from here, so it is like this, and then here are it just narrow down. And here actually it goes. So I have switched to the side view, so I just want to match. So as you can see, my eye socket is way behind here, and I need to adjust it accordingly. And in actual references, this is quite different. So I'm going to adjust it by using move brush. Don't worry about the deformation, because this is anyways we are gonna fix. Like this, so I'm going to fix it up. I think eye location is there. I am just going to add some details here. To make a mark. Now as you can see, my shape from the front side has been changed. So actually I'm going to just change it. And you can see actually eye socket is only till here, that is small, and my actual eye socket has been extended way too long. So I'm going to actually adjust this. I will use move brush to adjust it. Let me switch to the front view so we get an accurate idea what we are doing it. And you can see I can just simply match. This will help to understand. Now, my skull is actually looking horrible, but don't worry, we will get it sorted. So, I have just matched the basic shape, and you can see I need to adjust the location of nose so that it looks more natural, and I'm just focusing on that. And now I will focus on, so first I will focus on this eye cavity. So we'll select the dam standard. Now, very important thing to remember, sometimes when the mesh is not too thick, when you add the details, I'm using clay builder, when you add the details, so sometimes it just starts pushing the information from the other side. So if that thing happens, you can see here. So if this happens, simply go on the brush actually, and here you will click on the, go to the auto masking and select the back face mask. So what actually does, so if your surface is quite narrow like this, very thin, so it just helps. So, and now you can sculpt it and without getting the geometry deformed on the other side. So I'm just keeping an eye and just trying to match the shape. And as you can see, we have a lot of deformation, so I am going to fix it up everything one by one. So the nose area is always a bit narrowed down and a bit more prominent, and you can see I'm just matching with the proportion that actually we should be following. I'm going to add some more details here, and you can see we have actually made this socket very deep, so I'm going to fix it up a bit. Alright, and we'll adjust this eye area, eye socket here. Now as you can see, we are coming close to the what we are expected, but still we have to do a lot of work, so I'm going to push it a bit on the right side. And still this need to come on the top side. I'm going to do some smoothing. Here you can actually add the details. And it's coming out very well. So actually I am just focusing on getting the right proportion. I'm not focusing on the creating most realistic skull here. So the reason is that I want to just create a right shape of the chimpanzee. So once we get the right proportion, we will just leave it here and we'll start sculpting the face. Here this is skull is here. I'm adding some more details. Now I'm going to use dam standard to add some edges. Now from here you can see on the side view this cavity has gone here and the one bone is attached and it made like a cavity inside. So I'm going to make a hole here. So there are two ways. One can be like I just push the details here. So I focus on this. And here it will connect. Here, so this will connect from here like this, and once I made this area, so basically I am going to simply add the detail. We'll click on IMM brush, so and I will add an sphere. So what actually it will does, it will allow me to simply add additional information, additional geometry, and I can make a hole here. Let's check with the references. Let's match with this. So this will give you a good idea. I think it's time to merge it up. And now you can see we have just made this cavity. Here is one more, and there is a one exact hole. and post that. I'm just roughly matching the shape. I think this area looks a bit more broad and thick. I'm going to just reduce the thickness of it. Alright. And you can see from the front view, if I compare it with the front view, I still see that this area visible. And quite matching. We are on the right track. So basically here I will push this a bit inside. So we'll push this also, keep it up, and we'll and I think I'm getting the result. Now I will focus on the front side. So basically here, this jaw line, I will move it more on the narrow side. And you can see there is one, this is the cavity from here so this is adjusting the shape a bit more. So what I'm actually doing, I'm just creating the cavity for the upper jaw. So I'm just adding the imperfection, making it more hollow. Okay, now the skull parts. So some details I can fix it here. So basically our upper section is pretty much done. I'm going to add the teeth, and for that there is very common method is you go simply click on IMM primitive and I will just insert the sphere. So I will add the one teeth here and one teeth here. We'll switch to move tool. Now we'll just modifying it to the shape of the teeth. Reduce the size. Rotate it. See, if I see the references, this is more on this side. I will modify this imperfection. So simply click on click on X. So what actually does X breaks the symmetry. Now I can select, and one more thing is that I need to first split this up with the rest of the skull. Else whenever I will add any sculpting detail, it will just merge with this. So I'll click on sub tool, go to the split and split unmasked point, and it will split the teeth from the skull. I'll click on it. I will just rename it. I'll mask it. So if you mask any part of the body, simply click on control and you can simply drag. You can simply change the masking method also. You can click on circle, you can click on rectangle. So I will stick with this, and now I will move the location here to give the imperfection. Also, I think I need to adjust this cavity. So basically it starts from here, and I'll just make up like this. Now I will add some more teeth here. So let's add more teeth by same method. Click on IMM primitive, select the sphere, I'll create this bigger teeth first. So click on move, and then move it to the other side. I'm just roughly matching the teeth shape. Reduce the size. Okay, we are getting there. We'll split it again. So split mask point. As you can see, sometimes you duplicate it, so you simply delete it. And remember, once you delete, you cannot undo. So make these commands very carefully. So if you accidentally delete it, then it will be a big problem. Let me move it and add another layer of teeth. Okay, well and good. Let's switch back to the skull and adjust the details. So here, like here, I also and I think we are pretty much done with the upper section. This is better. I'm moving the nasal cavity more down to match with the references, and I'm moving this so that we can actually and here we go. So basically now the upper part is done, and I will add the lower jaw. Don't forget to save your files on the right path. So like I'm sculpting the skull, so I'm name it chimp skull. Let me check with the references. And you can see I need to adjust these teeth more. And I will use the same method to add these teeth here also. I will make one teeth and then we'll duplicate it. And just start adding the details, some deformations, and should look like teeth. Simply 1 2 3. I need to duplicate it for 2 times, then 3. Here I need to modify it because this has been changed actually. So now I will just make it big. I will just use move brush to make this teeth a lot bigger. And we'll use dam standard brush to define. and we'll duplicate it one more time, and here we go. Alright, so actually I'm going to split all these, split and mask tool, and click on these. Also, if you can see, I can click on polyframe, so all these are into one polygroup. So I'll go to the polygroups and click on auto groups. So what it will do, it will just group all these teeth into separate group. Now actually I can add more details. And I think that's enough. In the same way we will create the lower jaw. So for lower jaw, actually I will click on the skull and click on the IMM brush and will insert and sphere. And then we'll reshape it. First I need to split it, so split unmasked. Here you can see this is matching. I will just have to move it more this side. Let's take a reference from the side view. And here the second one. Okay, so these fits here. And this fit here. now our jawline is getting defined. As you can see, I have also collected the jaw references separately. So basically that's how it look like. But I'm not going to be go on very accurate on this, because still I'm not making a realistic skull here. I'm focusing on just getting the shapes and then move on to the chimpanzee face creation. And this part I can actually split. So click on this, split the mask points, and I can delete this area. And now we got the exact shape. Okay, now we can see actually we are getting on the right shape. I'm going to switch back to the side view, so that now actually I can match I can see I have just these front teeth are very small, so I need to adjust it. We'll duplicate these teeth and we'll use them here. I want to flip these teeth here, but if I rotate it, so what will happen then? This back teeth will come here. Let me show you. So if I rotate it, it will happen like this. And then I will have to rotate it again. Okay, so this is also a good way. You can actually make it. Just have to adjust it accordingly. You can see I'm just changing the teeth. Now it's time to add these molars. I will click on that, duplicate it, and we'll simply rotate. It's coming on where, as you can see, I'm just adjusting the teeth. Now I will adjust the another one also. So the reason I'm doing separately to give the feeling of, give the feeling of that, to breaking the symmetry, so it looks natural, because nothing is completely symmetrical in nature. Now let's focus on the teeth on the front side, and I will pick these teeth, will duplicate it. And now there is one more thing. So instead of rotating and aligning, you can simply do a mirror also. So what actually it does, it mirror your model with a different axis. If I click on y axis, it will mirror simply, and you just need to move it down. So I think I'm gonna split it. We'll go to the polygroups, we'll make it auto groups and split. So that I can actually independently align them. You can see we need to also align, rotate it. Now duplicate it. Scale. Duplicate, move, rescale, and you are done. I'm just continuously moving it up, and now I'm fixing the upper part of the teeth. So I'm going to mask one, and you can see there is symmetry on, so I'm just turning off the symmetry and split. So now actually we can make them bigger as we want. And that's how our chimp is ready. This it looks a bit bigger, so I'm just reducing it. I'll compare it, so I'm just checking out that this lower jaw should be more broad, and I have actually, instead of making broad, made it narrow, so I will fix it up. Just making it broad. And this will come here. Now you can see this is much better. So almost, so our sculpt for the skull is done. So here you can see that's how we approached, and now our skull is ready. So we can actually be sure that what creature we like our chimpanzee is going to be more accurate as per our references. All right. I will just increase the shadows so that I can actually see. And this is our chimpanzee skull. So that's it for this video. In next video we will start creating the chimpanzee face.